Welcome to Badger Beer Hour for September 2023. I'm Landon Cerny, and tonight we've got news and we've got events, we've got a history piece, we've got some other shenanigans, and we're going to start it like we always start it with the news.
Hey, Landon.
Hey, Greg.
It's me. I'm not Chris.
You're not Chris. That
But
is correct.
right. Just so y'all know, I don't know if you knew it or not, but I am not Chris. Chris will be back with us soon. He has a month off, y'all. So with that being said, y'all, we're gonna jump into the news. Landon.
I see we've got some news about what looks like a collaboration with On Milwaukee and the Exploring Brew Pub.
Yeah. Our friend Bobby Tenzillo. We get a lot of news from him. He is the senior editor and writer of On Wisconsin, which is one of the biggest, which is definitely, I think, the biggest online magazine that covers Milwaukee. Chris is the senior editor of Milwaukee Magazine, which I think is one of the biggest print magazines in Milwaukee. So let's just get that kind of clear-ish a little bit, y'all. But Bobby Tanzillo is a friend of the show. He watches. I know he does because he makes comments about it on our Twitter page, and he sends me DMs saying that we do a good show. So I appreciate his feedback. But let me see here real quick. So this is what we got brewing here, literally. On Wisconsin, it's the 25-year anniversary. So Bobby approached Emporium to do that. Unlike the can art, it's simple, but yet kind of complex, and it's nice. Here is Bobby here on Brew Day. And y'all can get this beer is available, I believe, right now at Emporium Beer, and I think it's also available throughout Milwaukee. I'm not sure what's up with distribution, but you might want to ask your local distributor or places where you get your beer, and if you're not close to Emporium. It's a hazelnut brown ale, which is something that I don't think we see enough of, Landon. So
not as much as we used to. In the early days of craft beer, you'd see a little more of it, but
yeah. So we were talking, we were happy to announce Chris's collab when he did his with Eagle Park and Milwaukee Magazine. So this is on Milwaukee and I don't know. I'll be in Milwaukee this weekend, so I'm going to be sniffing around for this one because I know Bobby has a really good taste in beer, just like all of us.
Yeah.
What I mean by all of us, I mean you and me, and I don't know if I mean Chris. Oh man, we love Chris. We gotta take some jabs at him.
Chris likes the hazies. He's a big hazy guy.
Yeah, and he can't defend himself, so that's why we absolutely should be taking shots.
That's right. That's right.
So we don't have much news, but what's next?
Speaking of Chris, he did drop. If you didn't see New Glarus drop it, Chris dropped it on X, but we'll call it Twitter because X is dumb. The brands for New Glarus for 2023, so September through December, they've got some beers coming out.
Yeah, and this is always news, y'all. When New Glarus comes out with their brand, it's news. Everybody loves New Glarus here in Wisconsin. Everybody should. Anything New Glarus gets buzz, clicks, likes, shares. We love our New Glarus as we should. But what makes the news here, Landon, for me, is the Scotch ale.
Yeah,
be heavy, bro. And it says new there too, so that looks like it starts in October. So it doesn't look like it's out yet, y'all. So y'all gonna have to put a reminder on that calendar. Another thing I like, Landon, is I like when I'm an IPA hophead guy. So I like when it's really, really firm stout season, which we're coming up, that there's a nice, fresh, big IPA to drink in the fall too for football and all that. And Scream is it, y'all. Y'all already know about it. If you don't, where have you been? So Scream is coming out. That's in the middle of October. So that's really close more to Halloween. So look for that, y'all. And then we got Enigma Sour Brown Ale, which is out right now. I haven't seen it, but I'm going to go out Also, last and certainly not least, needs to be talked about for me, and then I'll get to your highlights, Landon. Is the strawberry rhubarb. It's just a fantastic fruit beer. I can't
It's
say
fantastic.
enough about it. Yeah, it is. It's
Yeah.
fantastic. I know every year there's a little tweak, and I guess that's kind of like probably like where how many strawberries were they ripe, were they fresh, where they got
Yep.
them, how many
Yep.
they get them. I mean, so there's a little flux there, but strawberry rhubarb really kills it every year. So that looks like it's ending soon, y'all. It says September, so y'all gonna have to go out like probably this weekend to grab it if y'all can still find some. Any
It goes fast. Yeah.
yeah, it may not be there, so y'all need to
Right.
move or have it moved.
Right.
But Landon, anything else jump off at you here quick before we move on?
That Scotch ale, I'm looking forward to it. I love Scotch ales. So wee heavies, all that kind of stuff. That's good stuff for me. The other thing that jumps out is the UFTA, the Bach.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Okay.
that's October. I think it comes out in October.
Yeah,
So
it says October. Yep.
yeah, yeah, wonderful, wonderful beer.
I don't remember that one.
Well,
Okay.
now's your time to try it this year.
Right.
Yeah.
So pick up a 4-pack of Ufta. Going to get some of that Scotch ale. I'll wait a little on the screen, but IPAs, you got to get them when they're hot.
Oh yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the strawberry rhubarb. Damn, Blair, she's taking all my money this man. Rough. But yeah, so that's good news.
We're gonna talk a little bit about something we don't normally talk about, non-alcoholic beers. Um,
Yeah. There's
we've
one that's or sorry, you go, Lynn.
we've got I think Athletic comes out of Wisconsin, does it not?
I think athletic is
I see him around here a
Connecticut.
lot. Okay,
I
maybe
think
it
it's
is.
Connecticut. Yeah, I think it's
Well,
not.
maybe they just have a really good sales guy that's
Oh
local
yeah.
because
Oh yeah.
he's around all the time.
Oh wow.
Um,
Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, um,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, you go. Yep.
Go ahead.
Nope. I was gonna say our friends over at Untitled Art um have put out an NA Oktoberfest. I haven't seen many of those. Athletic is the one that I've seen that you mentioned.
Hmm.
So this is a Wisconsin based uh NA for those who like NAs.
Yeah.
Um and they're NAs are, as we were talking, NAs are real nice to mix it up and all that, but I haven't really seen an NA well done. Our friend Robin Shepard, or at least my friend Robin Shepard, um he's the beer writer out here out of Madison. It looks like he's liked it. He didn't say either way, but it looks pretty delicious. It looks the part, and I might grab it if I see it and let y'all know. But it's German malts and Hallertau hops, and yeah, it looks pretty good. So which lends flavor to the qualities of traditional margin. So I'm looking forward to that. Y'all should jump on that if y'all can, or if y'all into the alcoholic beers, or non-alcoholic beers. I just thought that was I think that might be the first non-alcoholic Marzen that I've seen from a Wisconsin brewery. So I think that
Yeah.
was notable, and that's why we're telling y'all.
Yep.
So good times.
Untitled Art doing a lot of different things than what they're typically known for, at least recently. So
Yeah, I think that that's kind of where they want to be. They
yeah,
want to be innovative. They want to be doing different things. We know that they love, we know they love the pastry shops, but I mean, they're in the seltzers, non-alcoholic. I mean, they're just everywhere. So, shout out to them. They're the closest
yeah,
brewery to my
yeah,
house, and
yeah,
um, I we've talked a little bit on the stream, but I talk more on my Friday stream about how I don't personally drink and non-alcoholic beers, but I love them for the world, if that makes
yep,
sense.
yeah,
And
absolutely,
folks
yep,
who love beer, who can't be doing alcohol for whatever reason, whether it's you on a Friday afternoon, or whether it's someone who what I mean is averse to alcohol for whatever reason. So yeah, I love them. So I love them for
yeah,
that, not for my own personal consumption. So
right,
but cheers,
right,
cheers.
yeah. Cheers to them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. My favorite time of the year is coming up. I don't know if no, it's not pumpkin season, but it is pumpkin season. But that's not my favorite time of the year. My favorite time of the year is Christmas. So
Yeah,
Mobcraft's coming out with their Advent calendar again.
Yeah, y'all. And why are we telling you now? Because you can pre-order right now, y'all.
Yeah.
And I think I think it ends by they're stopping to take orders in the middle of October. So they're trying to get round this up really, really quickly here. So this year, 24 beers. Each day in the Mobcraft Advent Calendar features a unique craft beer to help you get you in the holiday spirit. This craft beer this year, we have 8 limited release beers, we have 3 barrel aged beers, we have 6 year round beers, and we have 7 collaboration. That makes up, for y'all who are doing the math, 24.
Yep.
You can pre-order, but you have to pick it up in Milwaukee. The product cannot be shipped. You must select a pickup location. We will email you when your calendar is ready to be picked up at their Milwaukee tap room. Unfortunately, they can't ship again, y'all. Um, so a couple of the breweries that are involved are Indeed, Broken Bat, Lady Justice out of Aurora, Colorado, Moore Brewing Company out of Villa Park, Illinois, Youngblood out of Madison, one of my favorites, one of my absolute favorites in the whole state, Supermoon and Radix Fermentation. And I'm pretty sure Mobcraft will have one in there, or they should. If not, what the hell are they doing? So yeah, that sounds like fun, Landon. And have you ever jumped in on any of these advent calendars?
Yeah, the very first one that they did, I had. Um, I think that was 2020. Sounds like it
Okay.
was the year that I got that. I think I still have the box
Oh,
actually
and
somewhere.
and it was COVID year. So did you
Yeah.
have to go down to Milwaukee to grab that, or they shipped it, right?
No, nope. They've had it here in the grocery store.
Oh,
Yeah, I think all 3 years that they've done it. It's
ooh,
usually 40 some, 50 some a box, something like that. I want to
that's a
say.
good price.
That's not too bad. The first one that they did, most of the beer that came out of that box I had already.
Okay,
Um,
okay, okay,
and
okay.
I haven't, to be honest, I haven't had it since. So
Yeah,
they may have changed it up. No idea.
well, it seems like, the offering, respectfully, it seems like the offering got a little bit better with the limited releases and the full
Yeah.
barrel age. I mean,
Yep.
that's great.
Yeah.
And, that's the time of year for a good old barrel age, especially at Christmas or on that day.
Especially
That is
especially at
that
Christmas. Yeah.
day, man. Like, you have all your food, and you know what I mean? You need a big knockout at the end. And
Yep.
you know what I mean? Your food is, you know what I mean? You're so full. You can't be drinking like all these beer. I mean, you can, but like having like the nice barrel aged nightcap. Oh,
Yeah.
oof. Or if
Good
somehow you're
stuff.
lucky enough to have like a fire or something. Oh man. Holla. So
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
y'all jump on that if you're going to be in the Milwaukee area. If you are in the Milwaukee area, jump on that. I'm not sure how much I didn't, when I read this, I didn't read any distribution, but keep an eye out if you're up if you're not near Milwaukee, because maybe some of that will be dropping in the grocery stores and they just didn't say it. Maybe I think maybe sometimes then what happens is like the pre-orders don't, what I mean, they don't sell everything with
Right.
the pre-orders, and
Yep.
then they just start distributing them. And that gives them enough time, if they know by October that we saw this amount, that gives them enough time to distribute the rest of them too. So
Right.
if you're in Milwaukee, if you're not in Milwaukee, don't fret, y'all. Keep an eye out on them though. This box looks fun, and yeah, I'm a fan. I need to do one of these years, Landon. This might be the year. I don't know if I'll be in Milwaukee area, but I'm really kind of excited for it, and I'm not even gonna get it. So if y'all do grab it, let us know how it is. Every year is different, so your opinions, they're going to be different every year. So
Right.
um, and I believe that's all the news we got, y'all.
Yeah.
For you, really slow news, but not slow events. So we're gonna get to them right now. Hey, it's you.
Hey, back again.
You're
It's
back.
It is Oktoberfest season. I think we talked a little bit about this last month, but really we are starting to just dive into it. I
Yes.
probably could have put 15 more Oktoberfest celebrations on this list. I mean, everybody's having one or some sort of German fest, whatever you want to call it.
So, y'all, first of all, before Landon starts talking, check in with your local brewers.
Yeah.
Check in with your breweries, find out, go in. When you're grabbing a six pack, say, yo, what's going on? What y'all doing? If
You guys
y'all
having
care
a
about
party?
that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's hard for us to cover them all because y'all, we're back. It's great. I love it. You might have to wear a mask. I don't know what's going on. It's so tragic, that it's coming back. You don't have to. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying that the conditions are changing. It's getting a little bit colder, but it seems like, as Landon said, man, we're all over the place as far as events. So we Landon basically handpicked some good ones. And like I said, though, I'm gonna say then y'all need to check in with your local brewer and your favorite breweries to see what they're
Right.
doing because they got to be doing something because everybody is.
Yeah.
So where do we start this month?
Friend of the show, Lion's Tail.
Yeah.
They are the first one that I was able to pick up. They start Friday, September 22nd. Is that this week? That is.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. 2 days from that Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they start on
yeah.
Friday and they have one on Saturday too. I don't know if the hours are the same on Saturday, but anyway, Friday, 3 to 11, in Nina. So
Nina.
I
Yep.
don't know if they're going to have a party down in Milwaukee or not. This only listed Nina. Um, so they kick off Friday night. They'll feature German. They have German beers, and of course, they're known for their more modern style beers. They'll have those too.
Mhm.
Root beer for the kids, and traditional German wines. So
Mm.
if you're not a beer drinker, they'll have German wine there. They're going to have a big tent set up. So they'll have all kinds of great stuff there. The great thing is all of the games that they're going to have are run by the Nina Menasha Firefighters Charitable Foundation. All of that money that's going from those games is going to them. So good stuff. Yeah.
Excellent.
And
Excellent.
Lion's Tail is fantastic beer. So
Yes, and y'all need to check in on the Milwaukee one. Just ask them. I'm sure they're probably going to do something. Maybe not. The big. Maybe you have to go up to Nina for their big extravaganza because that's
right.
their home base. But they love their place in Wauwatosa. I get those W's down there mixed up.
Yeah.
It's Wauwatosa, Waukesha,
Wauwatosa.
and there's another one.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, they love their place there, and I love it too. I don't know if you've been there, Landon. Good times.
I've not been to the new one.
Good time.
I've been to Nina. So
Chef's kiss. I haven't been to
yeah,
that one, so we gotta flip that around. But
that's right.
anyway,
That's right.
yeah. What's next here? This one I'm excited for.
Yeah, Third
Yeah,
Space is having their 7th anniversary. That's coming up this
let's
weekend on
go.
Saturday,
Yes, sir.
noon to 10 p.m. So basically a whole day event. So they're going to have a party inside and out, a couple beer releases. They're going to have their latest iteration of Solera, which is their aged old ale.
Yes.
This year they're calling it, of course, 7, and it's coming at a very low ABV, just 16%. That's all.
Oh, that's it.
That's it. Yeah, they dialed it back.
Yeah. And as y'all can see, I was telling Landon, I am super excited for this. I don't even know if I want to tell y'all because y'all might crowd it and get there before I can get there before the end of the stream. But I am looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Let me hijack this a little
Yeah,
quickly
go
here.
ahead,
So
man.
this is a rare opportunity for a bundle of barrel aged Solera ales and a glass, y'all. I don't need the glass, but the glass is pretty. The package contains 4-pack of this year's 7-year. So the 4-pack there is this year's 7th year anniversary Solera, and the 16-ounce can of last year's, and then one bomber there, which you'll see is the 2021. So you get like a vintage, or what do they call them? Right? What do they call them? A vintage, a flight?
Yeah, yeah, you
Is
can
it a
call it
vintage?
vintage, sure.
What is it? Is that what they call it? When you have like three of them in a row, and then years.
Oh, that's
Yeah. What is that? You know what I'm talking about?
I'll come up with a word.
Okay, cool, cool,
We'll
cool.
get it.
So yeah. So there's these special selections have been lovingly aged in three different spirit bottles, y'all. Bourbon, then brandy, then PX sherry. Each time we transition a beer to the next barrel, they leave a little behind to blend in the future beers, y'all. So adding additional age and complexity to each year. So cheers to 7. So you get all those. You get 4-pack, the big can, and the bomber, and the glass for $60.
That's a
Um,
hell of a deal.
that is a hell of a deal. I don't think you can ask for a better deal. Like respectfully, if that was a brewer called Toppling Goliath, that may be like $700. So, of course, I'm exaggerating, of course, for effect, y'all.
Yeah.
But like these mule people and all that. And it's still available as you see here. I don't know when they announced it, but it's still available as when this stream went live. It's still available, y'all. So I'm really, really excited about. Like I told Landon, I just found it when I was doing the news today, looking up the news. I saw it, and I was like, man, I got to do this, but I just was too busy to put the credit card in. So literally,
Yeah.
once I click end stream here, and I go off and I say bye to Landon for the night, I'm pretty sure I'm headed. It's still open in my tab. I'm going there to buy it. I'll be down in Milwaukee on Saturday, so it's perfect timing. I'm gonna have to get my butt over to Dirt Space. That's a good
Yeah.
time. And I don't know if you've ever been there, Landon. It's a really, really cool spot right down by the train yard. The train goes by and everything. It's a really nice neat little nook they got there. And what else is going on there, Landon, on that day besides that wonderful beer that I'm looking for?
Before we get to that, vertical is the word that we were thinking.
Vertical.
Vertical. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes,
Excellent.
sir.
Yes. So they give you for $60, you literally get a vertical of three
Yeah.
of the beers. And
Yeah.
that's something that it takes like 3 years to get a vertical, 3 years. So yeah. Thank you for that, Landon. What's
no
going
problem.
on that third space that day?
What else do we got? Oh, they're also putting out Super Frog, their super fruited version of the Frog Vice Kettle Sour that they have. That's also a really low ABV, just 8%. There's and you talked about the pre-sale already. They're gonna have seven bands playing.
Oof.
So
Oof.
it looks like a lot of different types of music. So if one band doesn't please you, I'm sure there'll be another one coming up that'll be fine for your ears. They've got a couple food trucks coming. As so many people love to bring their dogs to everything these days, the event is dog friendly. Kids can come too. They'll have face painting, games. They've got YMCA's Camp Mini Connie, and
Okay.
yeah, so
Wow.
all sorts of stuff. Just a whole fun filled day.
I'm excited. I'm gonna get
Yeah,
there. I'm at least going there to get my beer. So
yeah,
I'll have to
sir.
fight through the crowd, but I'm getting and I don't know. I'll report back on Badger Beer Hour, y'all. Maybe I can do it as a spotlight. So in order for y'all to enjoy it with me, y'all got to figure out how to get that.
There you go.
I don't know, Landon. I'll have 4 of those beers, so one might make it your way, bro.
Hey, I'd be forever grateful.
Let's go. Let's go. I ain't gonna drink them all. Excellent. What else is going on? What other
In
this
in
it's
my
Oktoberfest.
neck of the woods,
All
Lazy
right.
Monk's Oktoberfest celebration starts this Saturday. So they kind of reimagine it again this year. This Saturday is the brats, pretzels, beer, all that good stuff, live music on the patio. And then throughout this coming week, they're going to have food events, and then it'll end next Saturday with another food event. And then of course, they've got their Oktoberfest beer and all that good stuff. They decorate the place and all that great stuff. If you want to know more information about that, though, you can go to lazymonkbrewing.com, or Teresa posts pretty regularly on their Facebook page, so you can check it out there.
Yes, sir. And that's another good way. Ask your brewer, but also check their Facebook pages.
Yep,
Brewers, a lot of brewers actually use their Facebook pages as their main website. So
they
check
do.
those out,
Yeah,
y'all. Yep,
yeah.
check those out.
If you haven't opened up Facebook in a while, now's a good time to do it.
Yeah, I haven't, but yeah, you're right.
The biggest Oktoberfest celebration in the state is happening next Saturday,
Yes.
September 28th, the Oktoberfest grounds in La Crosse. It is the longest running Oktoberfest in the Midwest. So they're going to have beer, parades, a carnival. They've got rides, games, food, music, and of course, lots and lots of people. The best way to check this out, I could have gone on for probably 30 minutes about what's actually going on there. Go to oktoberfestusa.com. They have a very detailed, even day by day
schedule of events.
Yeah, schedule. So it starts Saturday, so it goes from the 28th to the 30th. So you get
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've never been, but I hear good things.
I mean, it sounds like a good alternative to going to Germany. All right, y'all.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, not that no one's trying to go to Germany, but that's a haul.
That's a haul.
I want to go.
I think most people around here can afford to go to La Crosse.
Facts. Absolutely. Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah. Outside of one event that's outside of Oktoberfest is Valley Brew Fest coming up in Osceola on Saturday, the 7th of October. That'll be from 1 to 5. They're going to have over 20 breweries from both Wisconsin and Minnesota, because if you're not familiar where Osceola is, it's pretty much on the border with Wisconsin and Minnesota. A lot of food, bands, food trucks, a lot of great stuff. The best place there, again, to check everything. And I mean, there's a lot going on. This is a big event for Osceola. valleybrewfest.net is the place to find that one. Yeah.
Yeah. And you'll probably find out of those 20 breweries, there'll probably hopefully be some Minneapolis or Minnesota ones. So
I would guess like Oliphant, because Oliphant's close to Osceola.
There we go.
There's some little breweries over there. Brickfield, if you've ever heard of them, they're up in Grantsburg. They might be there. So yeah, a lot of good stuff there.
Excellent.
My personal favorite, and it's not a slight to any other Oktoberfest celebration, but because I am a small town guy, Dallas, Wisconsin is having their Oktoberfest celebration on the 7th, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. because, as Randy says from Valkyrie Brewing, nothing good happens after 7 p.m. So that's why they shut it down at that time.
He's not wrong.
So just one little snippet of what they're actually having, and I kid you not, they take over the entire town. And not that Dallas is super huge, but they do take over the entire town. They'll have a 5K run, a pancake breakfast, car show, vintage baseball, arts and crafts, live music, Valkyrie beer. Andy and Rand usually dressed up, or Randy and Ann usually dress up as they got their full Oktoberfest garb on.
Yeah.
The whole town is literally taken over by this festival. Awesome. So
fun.
They used to do the world's longest brat, but they do not anymore. So how long
was that, Landon?
Oh boy, I don't know. They had to make a special grill for it. It was very long. If you want to learn more about that, you can go to Taproom Travelers YouTube page and look up Valkyrie Brewing for the episode. We talk about it on that.
Okay. You don't show it though, do you?
Yeah, there's a picture of the grill on there. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I need to see this. Okay.
Yeah.
And then everybody eat it then?
Yeah, they would cut it up. I mean, they still make brats now. Louis Meats out of Cumberland, Wisconsin. Anybody that's big into meat knows Louis. They make all the brats for them with Valkyrie Brewing beer in the brats. So yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, man. Before the pandemic, for those if y'all watching not from Wisconsin, we have a thing out here called brat bus, and everybody, you know what I mean, everybody have a brat bus, and they're usually used for charities, basically.
Hmm.
You know what I mean, like, you know, Landon's son's football team might do a brat bus to, you know, raise money for, you know, equipment for the team, and, you know,
Yep.
churches do brat bus. Those unfortunately disappeared during the pandemic, and I haven't seen many come back, Landon. That's unfortunate. Hopefully we can get those back too. I don't know if you've seen any, but they used to be
They
around all the time where I
they
was
they
at.
still happen up around this area.
Oh, cool, cool.
Festival
Hopefully we'll
Foods
still coming back.
still does them.
Yeah, they're fun. They're
Louis
fun.
Louis meats. Yeah, good
Yeah, you
times.
can always just pick up a brat, and you know,
Yeah,
great. It's
yeah,
great. It's vintage Wisconsin. So
yeah.
yeah, good times.
We've got one Oktoberfest celebration that's not an Oktoberfest celebration, if that makes any sense. It's called Craftoberfest. That's also happening on Saturday, the 7th of October. This is from 3 to 6 at the Resch Expo in Ashwaubenon.
Mm, mm.
So this is the largest craft beverage sampling event, or so they claim. You will have unlimited sampling of hundreds of craft beverages, not just beer, beverages.
Oh,
So beer, wine,
ooh.
spirits, and more. That sounds like it could get out of hand real quick.
Mhm,
Obviously, you need to be 21 to attend,
mhm.
including your designated driver.
Oh,
So no
darn.
bringing
Yep.
bringing your 60-year-old kid to haul your butt home. All
I was
attendees
gonna
will get
try.
a
Good
all
try,
the
y'all. Good try.
everybody will get a sampling glass,
Mhm.
and then this can't go wrong. Appleton Axe will have their axe throwing lanes out there. There you go. They'll have
Fun, fun.
local food trucks, Sam Adams Stein holding competition, Titletown Brewing's Toss It in the Tuba competition. Apparently, there's a national qualifier for that, so that's that. That's that. I don't know what it is and why you're tossing it in a tuba, but that seems like a good enough reason to go out and check it out. And then
Mhm.
Level Up Beard Company is back for another year of their exciting beard competition. Yeah, it's about getting that time of the year where I start looking like a biker.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Gotta protect that face, man. Those northern
right.
Wisconsin, oof. Those
Yeah,
northern Wisconsin winters, man.
they're brutal.
That'll literally put hair on your chin.
Yeah, it will.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Well, that sounds like fun, Landon.
And then we've got one more to round it out. Saturday, October 13th, it is Dell's Craft Beer Walk. And 5 to 9 p.m. downtown Wisconsin Dells. You can sample from a huge selection of artisan brews at participating bars as you stroll the downtown of the Wisconsin Dells. Um,
Yeah.
your ticket will get you deals on tasty food and additional tap specials too. So sounds like a great way to go and explore downtown Wisconsin Dells.
Yes. And as y'all know, as Wisconsinites, October is one of the good times to go to the Dells because it's
Yeah.
not as tourist trappy as it is during the summer. So it's less people, a little bit more space to, you know, breathe a little bit, and you can
Yep.
get some craft beer and some solid food and have a good weekend. So I
Yes,
like
sir.
that one too. And again, last disclaimer, y'all, please check in with your local brewery's Facebook page and or visit them and see what's going on as far as Oktoberfest, because Landon is telling me that there are many more events out there that we weren't able to cover in our short time with y'all today. So good times. Thanks for compiling that, Landon. And we're done, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And as always, if you have events that you want us to talk about on this show, let us know.
And we will prioritize them for sure if y'all
Absolutely.
reach out to us for sure.
You bet.
Otherwise, we have to swim through the sea of events. And when we first started this wonderful stream of yours, y'all's, and ours, there was not many events because it was the pandemic. So we didn't even have an event segment.
Right.
So now that we have one, y'all are now overwhelming us, and that's a great thing, not a bad thing. So cheers to that, Landon, and thanks for
Yes, sir.
compiling it.
Yeah.
I will be hitting up definitely third space. And I know what can we definitely confirm that you will be making an appearance over at Lazy Monk as usual?
I will be a Lazy Monk. Yes,
All
sir.
right, y'all. So if y'all want to harass Landon in person, y'all know where to find him. Don't harass Landon. He's a nice guy.
It'll be
Well,
fun.
I'm the only one who can harass Landon. So, all right, y'all. Thank you. We'll see y'all in a bit. And here's a history piece for y'all. So cheers. Thanks, Landon, again for the event.
My name's Russ Klisch. I'm president, founder, and owner of Lakefront Brewery. We started in 1987, so we're in our 30th year. We moved into our current location in 1998. The city of Milwaukee kind of had a conundrum on its hands. Either they had to tear down this building or find a use for it. They offered it us a very nice price, almost like free. So it was kind of hard to turn down. The harder part was trying to get bankers to give us a loan almost to get a free building down here. Originally built as a power plant, this building was, and generated electricity from about 1906, 1908 till about 1930 before it became obsolete. Then they repaired streetcars here, had their underground division for electric company here, before they sold the city of Milwaukee in '67 for their forestry department, who then sold it to us. One of the things I'm proud about that we've done in the industry is being green. We were the first organic brewery in the country back in 1995, so it helps and support organic farms. We just built a large solar array on our warehouse. About 30% of our electricity now comes from the sun for that. I always feel that breweries are socially responsible places. When people come to visit a brewery, they like it. And when they see the brewery doing something, they sit there and say, well, gosh, maybe we can do it. Or it's, they feel it's a good thing to do. So when they see us doing solar, they see us recycling almost 95% or 98% of stuff of the food scraps and everything that go to composting. When they see our cups made out of corn that take the tour with. They see us recycling not just the cardboard and plastics, but recycle the heat that comes off the kettle, the heat that comes out of the refrigeration unit. To do that, you see our roof being white, so it makes less energy being used here. They take notice and they say, well, maybe we can do that at our workplace. So I try to emphasize those different things on my environmental tour I give every Friday at 4 o'clock. And to me, it's important to try to tell it in a way it makes sense from a social standpoint, from an economic standpoint, and it's good for the bottom line. It's good for the environment. We have several different flagships. We have our Riverwest Stein. That was my brother's original homebrew recipe.
Jim Klisch, and I am the brewery representative for Lakefront Brewery. When I was homebrewing, the beer I like to duplicate the most was Anchor Steam from San Francisco, California. And that's one I just really liked. I like that balance. I like that caramel malt. I like the Cascade hops that you had in there. So every time I did a batch of homebrew, I tried to copy Anchor Steam. Well, that beer is a hybrid beer where they use a lager yeast but fermented at warmer temperatures. We were going to go in that direction, so I make this as a straight amber lager.
We also have a brandy barrel aged series. Wisconsin's great into brandy, so we have our cherry beer goes in brandy barrels. We have a Doppelbock in spring. We also have a pumpkin beer that's an imperial pumpkin beer that's aged in brandy barrels, and they are holiday spice, which is kind of the Tom and Jerry of beers for us. So we have that different series. We also were innovative and coming up with a one-off series called our My Turn series, where we allow an employee from here to brew whatever they want. I used to see these one-off series, different breweries done, and I always felt they had the same personality, always heavy in hops or lagers or something on this sort. And I figured, how do you change that up? And I figured, well, if you let every employee do what they want, you'd have a huge different variation of beer, and that's what's occurred. We have lighter styles, we've got heavier styles, brandy styles, smoke styles. They're all across the board, and everybody can choose whatever they like. It's been a big hit around town. Everybody kind of loves to see the different beers. There's a real person behind every beer. Everybody gets their own poster. Everybody gets their own party. And so we always have a fun time. Everybody comes out for these. It's like a wedding for them. All their friends and relatives come to their parties. Yeah, we have a little different tour situation here. When I first started doing tours, I thought the only reason people would want to take a tour was to learn about beer. So I gave a tour like I was a science teacher, telling people, well, this is how beer is done. Now my brother, not being technical, did not know that much about beer. So he just gave out beer first and told jokes during his tour, and everybody took his tour, nobody took mine.
We started out, we just saw what worked, the comedic aspect worked, and we throw in a little humor and a couple of beers, and people have a uncanny ability to find their own fun.
My name is Kyle Battle, Chief Party Officer here at Lakefront Brewery. So what we do differently about our tour, which sets us apart, is we try to run our tour like a informative stand-up show. And so when I get on my tour, I have a lot of energy, and I am not quite barking, but I am just throwing the jokes, but I'm also kind of, weaving in that brewery information, and we talk about history of Lakefront, where we get beer, and we go through a step-by-step process on how beer is made.
After that, we're gonna transfer that solution over to the louder ton, or the louder ton if you hate falsetto singing, right? The louder ton works like a giant coffee filter. It separates out that sweet wort from those used grains.
We're trying to find that balance of that informative and that fun at the same time too, because at the end of the day too, we are a brewery and we want to make sure people are drinking responsibly. Our owner, Russ, likes to say, make sure you're drinking with all your senses, especially your common sense. So we kind of try to embody that vision here.
Hi, my name is Kristen Henneke. I'm the executive chef of Lakefront Brewery. When we started the kitchen here, it was really simple. The owner, Russ, he wanted pretzels, soft pretzels and cheese that paired with the beer, and suddenly he realized the customers want a lot more than that. And then from there, we just kept expanding the menu. It started with 5 or 6 things, and obviously our Big Friday fish fry. And then from there, it went to 10 things, then 20, and now we bring out a whole new menu every year. And we have 4 of them. You have to consider, let's give them Milwaukee. What can I make with beer, which is almost everything? And what's gonna work for our high volume? We have, at any given time, 60 orders coming in every 15 minutes. So it has to be something we can move fast. The beer hall will fill up all at once, and we have to be ready for it. So that's the major thing to take into account. But we really just want out-of-towners to get that taste of Milwaukee that we grew up with and we realize isn't offered everywhere. The most popular are those cheese curds. We do a fried cheese curd. We obviously make the beer batter here. We get the curds in fresh twice a week, anywhere from the minimum orders 400 pounds. We've gotten a ton, a literal ton in a week and went through it in a week. I'm sorry to everybody's hearts out there. The fish fry, Milwaukee's known for fish fries. We have voted by the city one of the best in town. So that's another big one. The pretzels you can't compete with either, because really what goes better with beer. Then our little flares of stuff, like our twist on a Reuben. So we put ham on it rather than the corned beef, and we call it a Breuben.
This is Party Officer Battle signing off. Thanks for coming to Lakefront Brewery. Catch you on the flip side.
Very nice, Landon. Another wonderful piece from y'all crew. Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite places to visit. Obviously, it looks a little different now than it did back when we were there, and I would say most places that happens to happens to us, which is fine. But that still gives you a very good idea if you never meet Russ, if you never meet Kristen, of the quality people that are there, and the I mean, just it. I know they seem very nice in the video. That is truly how they are in person. I kid you not. We were treated like royalty when we were there, and there was no reason for it, but it's because they're super nice.
That's excellent. And as I told you in our side chat, Lakefront's one of my top 5 breweries for sure in the state. It capitalizes everything. The food is really underrated there. And a lot of
Yes.
times when you talk about good food at a brewery, sometimes it's meant as a slight to the beer, and it's not there at all. Lakefront does everything well. And I don't know, I think we're preaching to the choir here with everybody who's going to be watching, because if y'all
Yeah.
live in Wisconsin, y'all don't know Lakefront, I'm sorry, y'all need to do that next week. And I'm serious. I'm not even joking.
And they make my favorite pumpkin beer, the barrel aged pumpkin. Fantastic.
Oh yeah, and I forgot real quick. So now I can double back on that. I did forget about one thing.
Yeah.
No, their food is excellent, and again, like New Glarus, everything almost seems like it jumps off of New Glarus, so you have to compare it. The problem with New Glarus in this comparison is New Glarus does not have the food. They don't
Yeah.
serve food at all, and they don't, you know what I mean. They don't take on the masses like Lakefront does in such an elegant, classy, wonderful beer way. What's her name again? The lady who's in charge of the food?
Kristen.
Kristen, yes. Like
Yeah.
Kristen said, it can go from 0 to 100 there, and they
Yeah.
got to be prepared. And those cheese curds are banging. I've had them. The pretzels are great. One of my favorite beers here, Landon, is the gluten-free grist. It's a light lager.
New grist. Yeah. Yeah.
What? Like,
Yeah, right.
first of all, I'm not a light lager fan, and I've never really been a fan of gluten-free beers, but that one knocks it out of the park. Y'all, if y'all ever see it there, y'all gotta get it. It was just an experimental one, or when I was there, and I was like, y'all need to bring that. Y'all need to bring this. This isn't.
Yeah.
It needs to move from experimental phase to all year round phase. It's just one of those light lager, nice. And you couldn't tell unless I looked up there that it was gluten free. A lot of times you're like, man, gluten free, I don't know, and then you go into it. Oh man, it was a sensational. So Lakefront Brewing, holla.
The other neat thing about them is when you go in, they'll have stuff on tap that they'll never put out in cans, because they can now. So that they'll never put out. It is taproom only. So they'll make some pretty unique stuff.
Yeah.
That you look at the menu and you go, what's that? I
Right.
definitely I gotta have that, and then I gotta have 3 or 4 other ones.
Right. And they keep like 20 on. So if you can't find a style there, you'll never be able to find a style, period. So
Nope.
that's on you actually at that point. It really is. But what's not on you, and I forgot it in the news, but I'm glad I didn't remember it, because if I forgot, I might be headless if I didn't tell y'all that headless heron is back, y'all. It's Central Waters' pumpkin offering, right, Landon?
Yeah.
And it's a bourbon. So this bourbon barrel aged pumpkin spice ale overflows with dark fruit, dry fruit, and hints of bourbon. It's perfect in the setting for a few leaves on the ground. It's available in draft and 4 packs to go only in Amherst, y'all. I don't think it's going to reach out anywhere. Maybe I'm wrong. I wouldn't
Wouldn't count on it.
I wouldn't count on it. And if
Yeah.
it did, it's going to fly off the shelves. This is the one beer that everybody talks about. When we had Central Waters on the stream, I know that Chris asked the owner about what was up with Headless Heron
Yeah.
because there's so much buzz around it. And I don't know. I mean, Chris likes pumpkin beers, I'm pretty sure. I don't think he's like a pumpkin beer guy like Landon.
Yeah.
But even Chris
Not many
had,
are.
yeah, Chris had an affinity so much that he was like, "Yo, what is up with this?" I get asked, so it is back, y'all. I think this weekend is this weekend. I'm pretty sure this came out maybe Monday or Tuesday or something.
Yep. Yep. I just
So,
saw it too. Yep.
yeah, okay, cool. So then it's
Yep.
this weekend, y'all, in Amherst. Get your butt up there if you want to get your if you want to get some headless heron. I suspect it won't even last the week, even on tap. I just don't feel I'm not feeling that, y'all. So if y'all want the headless heron, I love it in the 4 pack, so because it was only
It was always
bombers, right?
always in a bomber. Yeah.
Right.
It was tough.
So
It was tough to take one down by yourself.
right, but not with
Yeah.
a 4 pack,
Not
Landon.
with a
That's
4 pack.
that's
That's
4
right.
different wonderful nights of different ones, and or
Yeah.
I mean the same one, but y'all know what I mean. So that's fun. I don't know if I'll be able to get up there or get any of it. I'm just happy that it's available and people who love it and we're squawking for so many years about it. It's back, y'all. And if y'all really want to go get it, just like anything, man, if y'all like it, try to get it and try to drink it because that means the brewer, that compels the brewer to make more when y'all drink it up so fast. You know what
That's
I'm
right.
saying?
Yep.
Y'all got me? Like these are one of these things, man. Sometimes, Landon, we get to a point to where we just start to take things for granted. And then
Mhm.
when they're gone, I think you see this with like I feel this a lot with like celebrities or like especially like musical acts where
Right.
like you know what I mean? You're like, oh, I love Stevie Wonder, but I haven't listened to Stevie Wonder in 20 years. Stevie Wonder just passed, and he did it. Sorry, but
Yeah. He didn't.
if he did it, he's still around and kicking it.
Yeah.
All that. He's great. But my point is that like sometimes we don't realize what we got until it's gone, and then we're like, oh man, I didn't listen to him, or I didn't go to a concert, or he came through and I missed them. And no. So a lot of this is happening with beers, with all the closings and all that. We've had a lot of tough closings here in Wisconsin. I'm glad we couldn't report any this month,
Right.
but we had a lot of tough closings recently. And I don't know, even smarter people than I, whether it be Drosner or industry folks, say that we may not be out of this. So support your local breweries, especially during this time. It's going to get supposedly COVID may be spiking. We're getting cold, so it's less people out. So if you can get out to support during this time, especially with Oktoberfest, there's no reason to be stuck inside for Oktoberfest, y'all. Let's go. So I'm done preaching here, but I'm just excited, man. I'm excited about all the things going on. I'm excited
Yeah.
about this. I'm excited about this. I'm excited about this. I'm excited about this. I'm excited about this. I'm just excited, Landon. Sorry.
I'll piggyback a little bit off of what you were saying about breweries closing. Now is probably not the time. I don't know if there's ever really a time to not support the breweries that you love, but make sure you make the rounds because we're not out of the financial situation that they're in. And just remember that most of them, not all, some of them have food options, but most of them are just selling beer. And if you really think and do the math, it takes a lot of beer to pay the bills.
Yep.
So just make sure you support them.
Excellent. Yep. And speaking of paying the bills, what's going on with Taproom Travelers?
Just
not paying the bills.
not paying the bills. Yeah, we're not paying the bill. Not that we have any bills. Thank God.
Well, I mean, there you go. There you go. I like that too.
No,
I kind
we're
of live that way.
just doing some reorganizing.
Okay, cool.
Just
content
kinda,
coming soon, or on the
Yeah,
horizon?
as soon as the reorganization is done, I think
Mhm.
that'll clear the way for new content.
Cool, cool.
It's nice to be out and about and talking to people about episodes again. I know we kinda I think we had was it earlier this year or maybe it was yeah, our last one was Lift Bridge. So,
Mm.
it'd be nice to get out and do a regular one again.
Excellent. But y'all have volumes and volumes of work out there for y'all to check it out. Let me yeah, you can are you still on that X thing?
Yeah, until Elon decides to charge for it. So then after that,
Right.
we'll
Right.
we'll
We're all bailing.
find a
Yes.
different means. Taproom's still on Instagram, and we even have a TikTok account.
Oh, I gotta update
Yeah,
that. Okay,
yeah, we got a
okay.
TikTok
But
account.
the main content, y'all, YouTube page, I highly recommend it. You got,
Yep,
y'all got a playlist out there,
yep.
different playlists, so you can just play them in a loop and all that. So highly recommend it, y'all. Thanks for that, Landon. This week on Brothers and Booze with Doug, we will have a whiskey writer, and we're
Nice.
gonna look forward to talking some whiskey. It's getting to be that time where you need a little bit of warm up around the fire. So we are excited about that. And then on Saturday, I'll be in Milwaukee, and I'm going to Third Space. So I might see any of y'all out there. If y'all at Third Space, depending on what's going on with the family and the parking, it may just be a dash and grab. But I'm getting those bottles. I'm doing that unless y'all block me out by buying all that, and I can't go pre-order now. I'm pre-ordering tonight. I just got to verify with the family, make sure that they know that I'm trying to go to Third Space, like I kind of do all the time. Third Space is one of my favorite ones to dip in, see what they got, grab a quick one because they have like this nice little take to go like lane there. And so Third Space is always what I'm looking for because I like the in and out prospect. But with like 18,000 bands and kids and the Y and it's kind of crazy. So I don't know if I'll just be able to stay, but I will be there. I'm grabbing beer, y'all. So cheers to that. And I just was looking at Super Moon, so I might stop at Super Moon to love me, Super Moon, love it. So anyway, and they said that Headless Heron is not in Milwaukee, so I will not be stopping at Central Waters. But if y'all had it there, I might think 4 times
Right.
because yeah,
Exactly.
because I can just like get 4 Landon, drink one, and then hoard the rest and sell them for like $800 because y'all crazy. I would never
Yes,
do that,
sir.
but I would never
Yeah.
do that. I don't believe in that, but I would think about it though. I would think about it. So what I'm not going to think about is closing up shop here, Landon. It was been a great month. And look at that. I was trying to get under an hour, and we
We
still
came
go
in
over
under
an
an
hour.
hour. That's 57 minutes. Up, at least that's what it says in the upper right or upper left hand corner.
Oh, we start. That's the benefit of starting late.
Yeah,
And we did that on purpose too.
sure.
No. But the next Badger Beer Hour, y'all, is October 18th at 8 p.m. right before Halloween. So we will be able to discuss Halloween events and all that. Y'all have a great time this Oktoberfest season.
Yes.
Y'all have a great time during this Marzen season. Y'all Oktoberfest people, it's time. We're warming up though for stout season coming up here soon. Landon, I want to thank you again for a good
Thanks, Greg.
time and
Yeah.
delivering the news and the events so y'all can have a good time. We are always looking for submissions at where is it, yo? Where is it? You can email us at badgerbeerhour@gmail.com for any news, events, anything you want to pop off. If you all hit us there, I'm pretty much guaranteed it's going to hit here because we get very few submissions. So we really take high priority for the ones that we do get.
That's
So
right.
um, we want to thank y'all for watching and subscribing and liking and following and all those wonderful things you do for us. So y'all have a great, great Oktoberfest season. We'll see you in a month. Cheers.